Good afternoon and welcome. Today we have two very special guests joining us. We are going to be talking to our contractors today and giving you some information about a program that can actually help you to grow your business. I want to introduce Mr. Glenn Milburn, who is from Ygrene. Hi, Glenn. How are you today?
Hi, Selena. Happy noon.
Happy noon. Happy Thursday. Happy almost Friday and weekend, right?
Exactly.
Awesome. So I want to give Glenn a chance to introduce himself and tell us a little about Ygrene's Contractors program and the PACE program. Take it away, Mr. Glenn.
Well, thank you. First of all, it's a great honor for me and for Ygrene to be here for the Ygrene Lunch and Learn workshop. We are very proud to represent a company that does so much to help not only contractors across the state of California, but also to help improve the state of California's climate action goals and the planet in general. So I am the Director of Government Affairs. I have Tina Price, who is our California Sales Director, who will join me as well on this Lunch and Learn workshop. So we at Ygrene appreciate the opportunity to share with the audience today about how our program can be a benefit to minority contractors looking to grow their business. Now, some of you may be asking, who is Ygrene and what do you do? Well, Ygrene is a company headquartered in Petaluma, California, and we're celebrating our 11th year. Ygrene is a licensed PACE administrator, and PACE is short for Property Assessed Clean Energy. It's a program that's regulated by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. For a brief background, what PACE does is it's state-enabled legislation that allows for cities and counties to approve the ability for homeowners and businesses to make improvements to their properties, such as installing renewable energy or energy efficiency, upgrades like windows and doors and roofs. They can help them with disaster resiliency for things like wildfires and earthquakes, which are prevalent in California, or water-saving features, which is another important factor in our state. We can do all of that with no upfront cost. Instead, homeowners agree to a special property tax assessment that is paid over time, oftentimes up to 25 years at a fixed interest rate. The typical projects that Ygrene does are from $10,000 to $30,000, and residential PACE programs have been adopted in 3 states nationwide, in California, the state of Missouri, and the state of Florida. And commercial PACE programs and legislation has been enacted in 35 states. To date, Ygrene has financed approximately 39,000 projects in California and over 100,000 projects nationwide. And we've emerged as the PACE market leader on account of our industry-leading consumer protections and our exceptional customer satisfaction. Ygrene has created tens of thousands of jobs and billions of dollars in local economic stimulus nationwide. We also have saved property owners nearly $2 billion in insurance costs over the lifetime of their improvements, and more than $2 billion in projected disaster losses and displacement costs in the unavoidable event of natural disasters, like as I mentioned, like wildfires and earthquakes. It's important to note that Ygrene's PACE program is 100% optional. The state and local government, property owners, and contractors must all opt in to use Ygrene. With Ygrene, property owners can cancel at any time, and they can pay off their financing at any time with no prepayment penalty. If you're a property owner, we want to work with you because we believe that all property owners should have the opportunity to access affordable financing to make their homes, their businesses, and their lives better. Ygrene offers the same rates and terms to all, regardless of age, zip code, ethnicity, gender, and credit score. Now, this stands in stark contrast to traditional lending models that often fall short of meeting the capital needs of low-income communities. For decades, systemic biases in traditional lending have forced communities of color to pay more for access to capital. Ygrene is an innovative financial tool that helps to provide access to capital for underserved communities. We're deeply concerned about our customers staying in their homes and are proud to report that we have worked hard to achieve some of the highest consumer and customer satisfaction scores in the home finance industry. In California, nearly all PACE industry complaints are resolved. Open complaints represent less than 0.1% of all completed PACE projects, which is nearly 100,000 to date. We've been tracking customer satisfaction since 2018 through NPS, and our overall score has been consistently higher than the majority of financial services companies. If you're a minority contractor listening in today, we want to work with you because our program is offered primarily through contractors to make these property improvements. It is important that you understand how you can offer PACE as a low-cost, affordable option to home and business owners. Federal, state, and even city and county agencies have special programs to give qualified minority and women-owned businesses and other disadvantaged business enterprises the chance to bid and win certain construction projects ranging from small to mega. That is, if they're certified. Now, we encourage all minority businesses to learn about these programs and take advantage of them. While our program is not a public RFP or a bid, we encourage you, and we would love to work with minority businesses and certified contractors. Ygrene is committed to creating economic opportunities in a more equitable marketplace, and we regularly host training sessions and pre-apprenticeship workshops with contractors. One such program is our partnership with MOCAN, a leading minority and women-owned contractor assistance center in Missouri. It is our hope that we can begin to develop new partnerships here in California to help more contractors learn about how PACE can grow their business. But don't just hear our word for it. I'd like to show a brief video from one of hundreds of contractors who has benefited from working with Ygrene. The video.
In order to fight back against utility costs, homeowners are looking for alternative ways with making their homes more energy efficient. Ygrene helps. They require windows, doors, insulation that qualify in the energy efficiency that they need to be. Ygrene draws customers to us.
We put together all of the contracting agreements and take care of all the construction aspects of it, and then Ygrene just handles all the financing, helps our homeowners make their homes more energy efficient and makes their projects affordable.
What makes me happy about my job is seeing homeowners that are happy. That's what it's all about.
Well, great. Well, that's just one of many contractors that we work with that have seen their business grow and improve by working with Ygrene. I'd now like to introduce our California Sales Director, Christina Price, who will walk you through a brief presentation covering PACE, the qualifications, the various property types, the impeccable contractor support, and financial incentives and benefits available to contractors. Tina?
Thank you, Glenn and Selena, for the warm introductions. My name is Tina Price. I am the Director of Sales for California. I have been working with Ygrene for, a little over 6 years now. And I just want to thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to be a guest at the BSBA Lunch and Learn Workshop. So with that being said, if we can go to the first slide, please. PACE financing is an alternative to credit-based financing that allows your property owners to make energy efficiency and water conservation improvements to their home. Contractors who offer Ygrene as a financing solution can help more property owners do the home improvements they've been dreaming of or the projects they now must do. No one plans for their AC to go out in August, and Ygrene can help with that. Our contractors have seen year-over-year growth just simply by offering Ygrene financing. Next slide, please. Ygrene finances hundreds of energy savings and water conservation home improvements. Here's just a list of our most utilized projects. You'll see on the slide ahead of you, we have cool roofing, efficient windows and doors, heating and air conditioning, insulation, landscaping, lighting, seismic, solar, and water efficiency. Next slide, please. Most contractors already have financing options for their property owners, so why choose Ygrene? We offer higher approval rates because our approvals are not credit score driven, which allows you to reach more property owners who potentially wouldn't qualify for traditional financing. We offer flexible interest rates from 7.99 to as low as 3.99. We have a team of specialists to help get your approvals while you're in the home, and our dedicated support team allows you to experience a smooth application and funding process. Next slide, please. Now, speaking about our property owners. Most property owners need a financing solution for their home improvement projects, and here are a few reasons why they choose Ygrene. We have terms up to 30 years based on the useful life of the product, which allows the property owner to select the term that fits best within their budget. Lower payments equals longer terms. Property owners can choose their interest rate through our select rate feature, giving them options of 7.99 down to 3.99. This is a rate buy-down option. No payments for up to 18 months and no prepayment penalties. Ygrene approvals are based on the property's equity and the homeowner's ability to pay. We offer top-notch customer service protection and exceptional customer service 7 days a week. Next slide, please. Now, we just discussed why Ygrene is a great financing option for your property owners, and here are additional benefits when comparing Ygrene with traditional financing. As previously mentioned, Ygrene is not credit-based, and it is not based on credit score. Payments are made through property taxes, so depending on when the project is funded, they could have up to 1 year or more to plan for their payments, whereas traditional financing payments start immediately. Next slide, please. There are even more benefits of offering Ygrene as a financing solution to your property owners. As mentioned, Ygrene is not based on credit score, and we offer low fixed interest rates for terms up to 30 years. And some of these other offerings with traditional loan and mortgages, unsecured credit cards, or HELOCs, you can see that there are a number of benefits that Ygrene can offer. Okay, next slide, please. Our program criteria is quite simple. The property owner must be in an eligible district and have at least 10% equity. Their property taxes must be current. The mortgage must be current as well, with no more than one late payment in the last 6 months and no bankruptcy for the last 2 years. And lastly, the project minimum is $5,000. I'll hand this back over to Glenn so he can talk about some of the Ygrene impacts across California.
Thank you, Tina. This was great. Thank you so much for explaining all the benefits available to contractors in the Ygrene PACE program. Again, as you see in California, we live in a state that has very aggressive climate action goals. In fact, the state has looked to reduce a lot of its carbon footprint by the year 2035. And here's some of the impacts that the Ygrene PACE program has been able to achieve in our time in operating in California. We've estimated that $1.1 billion of impact has been created, and over 39,000 funded energy efficiency, water conservation, and climate resiliency projects have been completed across California. Over 4.1 billion gallons of water has been saved. Nearly 13,000 jobs have been created. $71 million of carbon reduction benefit has been created. Over 2 billion of gross economic output. These are some of the many ways that Ygrene is making a difference, not only in our local communities by creating jobs, lowering energy costs, but also larger impacts across the state that help all of us live better lives by reducing our pollution and our carbon footprint. So we'd like, if you have questions, we would love to hear from you. We have a chat function at the bottom that you can type in a question that you may have, and we're more than happy to answer them at this time.
So at this time, we don't have any questions in the chat, but I do have a question. If I am a contractor and I'm looking to do business with Ygrene, are we at this point yet?
Absolutely.
Are the slides done? Are we over? Are we done?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So if I'm looking to do business with Ygrene, and I'm a contractor, how would I get started? Like, what are the requirements? What do you look for?
That is a great question. So we have a sales staff all throughout entire state of California who can assist you with the onboarding process. You would simply call into our 800 number or go onto our website at www.ygrene.com. And there is a section on the homepage that says Become a Contractor. There you will simply fill out the required information. We do a background check to make sure that all of our contractors are within all of the CSLB guidelines and are in the best standings with the state of California. And from there, you would go through the onboarding process where we'll gather additional documents from the contractor and then ultimately have that contractor assigned to a regional account manager in their area.
And how long does this process normally take?
Oh, it's quite simple. The online feature, we all know how quickly we can get things done online these days, right? So it would just be a matter of minutes. And once all of the documents are uploaded, it could be, anywhere from the same day or 2 days. It really just depends on how quickly we get back the documents that we're looking for. And really those are licensing documents, photo ID, things like that. So the sooner that the contractor wants to get onboarded and ready to start utilizing Ygrene, we will work at that same pace for them.
Awesome. Thank you for that answer, Tina. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that we like to do here at BSBA is make sure that we are providing people with information, access to information, and we're not pushing the PACE program on anybody, but we are definitely wanting to make sure that the community knows that this program is out here and it's a viable option. What do you think sets your program apart from other programs?
I would have to say it allows us to gather a larger audience. As we know, more specifically with the impacts of COVID, unfortunately, homeowners have had a hard time keeping up with their credit card bills and things like that. And considering that Ygrene is not based on credit history or credit score, this allows us to help the contractors help their property owners who might have been impacted by the recent environment that we're in.
Great. And Glenn, we've been talking, and one of the most important things that you've told me that stands out to me is that Ygrene has completed over 100,000. Did I hear that right? 100,000 projects successfully. Can you speak to that and the contractors that you work with and how that has really set Ygrene apart in this industry?
Absolutely, Selena. Well, 100,000 projects is quite a few projects. And I believe it speaks to our ability to work well with contractors. That is how the vast majority of projects are done, is through the contractors themselves. When they're sitting down with a property owner, either a homeowner or business owner, and going through the different options of how that project can be paid for. Oftentimes, PACE is a very viable option, especially during the economic downturns of COVID and also a business that may be looking to do an off-balance sheet improvement, or a homeowner that may be looking to finance a project over 10 to 20 years that may want to lower their energy costs, but may not have the upfront capital to make that big down payment or make that initial cost and want to have a more affordable way of doing it. So PACE has been a very essential public policy tool for California. Again, nearly close to 40,000 projects have been completed by Ygrene. And I think it's because our systems allow us to work with the customer from the start of the project all the way through the finish. Contractors must be able to explain the process well, and we have Ygrene support as a backup. Whenever a customer has a question, They can contact Ygrene and be able to answer their questions 7 days a week, as well as along the process, customer satisfaction has been our main priority. That is why our open complaints are less than or 0.1 of 1%, is because we are ensuring that customers are happy with the work, happy with the product, happy with the process. And that's, again, why our NPS scores are so high.
That's awesome. Now, I just want to clarify something, because if I'm wrong, I want to make sure that we correct that. I said 100,000 projects, and then you said 40,000. So did I mess the number up, or?
No.
Okay.
Over 39,000 projects have been just in California. We operate across multiple states, and in total, our company has completed 100,000 finance projects across California, Missouri, and Florida. But in California, we're close to 40,000 projects completed to date.
And these are all PACE projects, correct?
These are PACE, yes. So our company only does PACE projects.
Okay.
Correct.
So I'm going to ask you, I'm just going to ask because I've seen it. We've had a lot of negative comments. We've seen a lot of negative comments that said, don't do it, they'll take your house. And I know with our community, when you start talking about liens and putting liens on people's properties, people get very, very afraid. Can you kind of speak to that process and how that actually works? I think it's important to point out that according to our conversations, that Ygrene has never foreclosed on a property, correct?
That is correct. We're not in the interest of taking. Yeah, we're not in the interest of taking people's homes. Again, the PACE program is a completely 100% voluntary program. Customers at any point can pay their assessment with no prepayment penalty. They are able to resolve any issues at any point. Again, we have a customer service hotline, and we want to resolve. It is of no benefit to Ygrene or our customer to have someone lose their home. But to date, we've been in operation for 11 years. We have not foreclosed on anyone's home. And again, our open complaints are very small. So that speaks to our impeccable customer service. I would urge that people go to our website, take a look at the data. We have 2 USC studies that have shown that these are peer-reviewed and independent studies showing that PACE has been an effective policy tool to encourage more energy efficiency adoption by property owners, and has shown to be an effective tool to reducing carbon footprint in our state. So I think that PACE has overall been a great program that has helped the policy goals of many cities and counties, as well as helping improve the lives of property owners at the same time.
Awesome. Did you want to add?
I do, Glenn. I mean, that was said absolutely perfectly. And I do want to mention too that Ygrene has the highest consumer protection program offered by any type of financing, whether it be the other PACE administrators or traditional regular credit card financing. And so we take pride in being able to offer all of those consumer protections to our property owners and to our contractors as well. And I think that one of the great things about PACE, something that I feel very strongly about, is that there are very strict guidelines and pricing maximums, so that we do make sure that any of the projects that the homeowners are doing fit within the general market of those pricing guidelines. And there's really, I can go out and use my Capital One credit card right now and spend way too much on a heating and air conditioning unit, and nobody's there to protect me. Nobody's going to ask me why I spent $50,000 on my Capital One credit card for the air conditioner unit. However, at Ygrene, like I said, we're really, really passionate about our consumer protection. So we put policies in place to make sure that our property owners are within that market and never going to be taken advantage of at any time.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Is there anything, we have about 4 minutes left. And so I want to kind of give you guys the opportunity to speak directly to our contractors, our I don't know, make your pitch for, why this is such a great tool to grow your business.
Mm-hmm. Glenn, if I could start, if you don't mind, there's something that I realized I didn't mention earlier in the presentation, but not only do we offer residential financing, we also offer commercial financing. Yes, and so that is a huge benefit to our contractors to be able to offer financing for both their residential and commercial property owners. And additionally, the support that we have out in the field, as I stated before, there are anywhere from 12 to 19 sales reps just in California alone. So we have what we like to call boots on the ground. So the contractors have this continuous partnership where we are training new sales reps. We are answering their property owners' questions. So the level of support that you get from Ygrene is hands down top notch amongst, like I said, our PACE competitors as well as the unsecured financing. We're here. There's a real person that you can talk to on the other line, and odds are they're probably only about 20 or 30 minutes down the road from you.
I love that. I love that. Any last kind of comments that you want to add about Ygrene or PACE, and why contractors should really look at this as a viable option to grow their business?
I would just add something more personal. As a person of color who grew up in the inner city, I am strongly concerned that the types of businesses and the economic development, the dollars that are spent in our communities stay in our communities. And that's one of the reasons why we're holding this Lunch and Learn workshop, is because we believe that as a company, we're committed to working in the communities that can benefit from our program. And we believe strongly that PACE is a tool that can help people empower people. We're talking about empowering people to make improvements to their homes and their businesses that lower energy costs, that make their homes and businesses more efficient and safer. And by working with local contractors of color, we believe these dollars stay within the communities they serve. And I think that helps everyone. So I want to make that point. If I didn't emphasize it earlier, I want to make that a strong point that we're committed to working with local contractors in communities of color, because we believe that is the right way to do business and the way that Ygrene is committed to doing it.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. I am so glad that someone saw fit to connect us and to really be able to just introduce something like this to the community, because I've been thinking about all of the different improvements that I've had to make to my home since I've bought it. And just, when you buy a house that's, was built 30 years ago, you're going to start having things come up that you need to take care of. And so it's very important to me to identify other options, to be able to take care of these things. These repairs are costly. We're in a pandemic, and, money is scarce, materials are scarce, but to know that there's a program that I can call, it has a different type of financing structure. You guys refer contractors as well, right? If I'm just a customer and I want to get solar panels on my home, can I call your customer service and find a contractor to do that? Or does it only work by a contractor that I call and them being a part of the PACE program?
Our customer service representatives can give you options for contractors that work with our program, as well as online. There's a Find a Contractor feature on our homepage.
That's awesome. This is awesome. So I want to thank you both for taking the time out of your day just to provide information and education to our community. For you contractors out there that are looking for other ways to grow your business, we've been talking about this with BSBA. We have to figure other ways, and we have to pivot when we're doing business. So, take this as take this opportunity to look into Ygrene, look into their programs, and if it's a good fit, and it's something that you definitely, I think you can benefit from it. But if you look into it and it's a good fit, why not grow your business. Use this as a tool to grow your business. So with that, thank you for joining us. Thank you both for taking the time today. And we will see you, I think, is it next week when we're going to be talking about property owners and the different things that we offer to property owners? That's next week, right?
Yes.
Next week. So we'll see you back next week. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.